What's up, everyone? Welcome to Untitled Nerd Show. This is a very, very special edition because it's another very okay show today.
Basically, what AD's saying is there ain't shit happening in the gaming world.
The world is dead. Gaming is dead.
I wouldn't say gaming's dead.
I mean, gaming's taking a nap for 2020,
Well,
at least.
we are in that summer lull. I mean, even in like the best of years, there's always that. We're in that end of July, August lull. Things don't start picking up till about mid-August. This is the time period where, like, even on the good years when we have an E3 or conventions, Gamescom's getting ready to go, but there's really nothing going on with it, and the release schedules are all packed into the summer or in the holiday release times. So this is definitely that lull time. This is when streamers
Yeah.
struggle to find something to play.
I guess during the summer we usually would have freaking all the gaming events to talk about, but
Yeah,
what's
but
up,
even
Leroy?
even then, I think we would have a hard time getting it.
Yeah, it would
You
only
know,
last so long.
yeah, I mean, because you figure, like I said, we're in that lull. Historically, this is the July and August are the slowest times in the gaming industry, which has always confused me.
Who is Leafy is here?
Yeah, I don't know. Like he said that. I know this is not really a nerdy topic, but Leafy is here is back in business.
I mean, it could be a nerdy topic if he does nerd stuff.
Like you posted that before. Leafy is here. Is he a YouTuber?
He's been uploading after being gone for 3 years.
He is a YouTuber. I don't know what they do. What is Leafy? In 2016, 2017, he was one of the biggest ones. Oh, he's a shit poster.
The what?
He's kind of a shit poster.
Hmm.
He does, I guess, gotcha pieces.
The shit post on Keemstar. I don't know who H3 is. And whoever else.
H3 is a podcast, and they do podcasts, nerdy topics podcast, but they're kind of oh, I hate to use the phrase woke because it's so fucking overused, but they're kind of woke.
Hmm.
He plays CS:GO stuff, so that's his thing. Well, I'm glad he's out of retirement. I guess that's a good thing for people who enjoy their content. So I'm glad you're able to watch his content again. So I'm happy for you, and I'm happy for anybody else who's a fan of Leafy. Can't say that I was tracking too closely on Leafy, but hey, I'm happy that more content out there is a good thing. So
Hmm. Yeah. Okay.
all right, so let's talk about some gaming news.
What's gaming news?
Let's lead off with an okay story. PlayStation 5 is looking like the information that they've been given, and this is given to us by, let's see, an article by Give Me Sport by Matt Dawson, released on the 29th of July. That when they interviewed a PlayStation representative and got any information on it, it looks like that they're not going to be doing the normal 7 to 10 year lifespan of new consoles. We are looking at a 4 to 5 year lifespan of our consoles. And this raises the question, you know, first of all, this doesn't look good for PlayStation. I'm going to say that right now. This looks really bad for PlayStation, especially in the sense that Xbox This is probably the first real big negative for PlayStation that we've got this year. Xbox is being very consumer friendly in the sense that they're allowing everything to be available on their Xbox Game Pass. They're allowing you to play all the games that are coming out on the PlayStation Series X on your Xbox One for like a few years. They're going to be they're more selling the Game Pass than the console, which is super consumer friendly. Is great and allows the new consoles to get out there. They're going to have issues and bugs, allows them to work that out so people don't waste their money. Super consumer friendly. With PlayStation coming out and saying that their console stuff is only going to be anywhere between 4 and 6 years maybe, that to me just says, oh, PlayStation is doing the exact opposite of Xbox and not being consumer friendly whatsoever. And I think that's a negative, a huge negative, especially since PlayStation isn't doing the whole, you can play the games that are coming out in the PS5 on the PS4, like Xbox is doing. So I think that's a huge negative. That's gonna that if true, it is really gonna piss off the gaming community.
I think
And
one question is, can they even, within 4 or 5 years, can they even create a new console that's going to be that much of an improvement?
yeah, to justify spending $600 on it.
Because the thing is, it's probably not going to be that much of an improvement. They're just going to make it so that you have to have it because they're going to release all the new games on the PS6 and say, oh, the PS5 is just no longer releasing games. So even though the PS6 is pretty much the same as far as performance,
Mm-hmm.
you got to buy PS6 games now.
Yep,
So
and that if that's the route that PlayStation is going, which is basically the route that fucking they're going the Apple route. We're gonna put out a new phone every year, and it's gonna be just this much better, and we're gonna charge you $800 for it. If that's the route that PlayStation is gonna go, and they're gonna use the selling point for people having to buy new PlayStations, um, they're gonna fail. Consumers, especially gamers, they're not gonna do it. There's it doesn't matter how good your games are. I'm not gonna pay $600 every, you know, I would say 5 years is the bare minimum. If I'm gonna spend $500, $600 on a fucking console, it better be, you know, legitimate for at least 5 years. To say that the maximum is going to be between 4 and 5 years, it's like, well, what's the point? I could just save my money and buy a gaming PC, and especially now with them bringing all the PlayStation first party games to PC. Okay, so you got to wait a year or two. What's the fucking point? This is going to
well, that's the
ultimately
only
hurt
point
their
is to get
sales.
it now instead of a couple years later. That's pretty
Yeah,
much the
well,
only selling point.
you know, yeah, and that's silly. That's a waste of money. Um, and the typical gamer, one, I don't think is going to really fall for that. Because people already bitch already that iPhone puts out a new phone every year. You know, gamers bitch that game series like fucking Assassin's Creed was putting a game out every year, and it wasn't making enough headway and improvements in being intuitive and ingenuitive enough to justify buying a new Assassin's Creed every year. So if they start doing that on the console, and I don't think it'll be every year. I don't think it'll ever get that bad. If PlayStation did that, they'd be really fucked. But to do that with a console in like the sense of every 2 or 3 years you got to buy a new one, that
Well,
would be a complete and utter failure for Sony.
I think it also has to do with the type of gamer. Because if you look at Call of Duty, people were buying up that shit every fucking year.
Well, same with Madden and any of the sports games.
Sports games make sense. I mean, they kind of make sense, even though it's really the only
They
thing
don't
you're
they don't
buying.
change anything.
I know the only thing you're buying for the sports game is the updated rosters, but like the gameplay is not that much of an improvement that you have to buy it
No,
every year. But like Call of Duty, they're like at least they're different Call of Duties every year, but still, it's like people buy that
I
shit.
it's yeah, it's but I don't think even that type of gamer would go for that. I don't think that that's a thing that as a successful business practice, especially when you look at Xbox, who's saying, "Hey, look, you have an Xbox One, you don't buy Series X right now. That's okay. You're still gonna be able to play all the games that are coming out on the Xbox Series X on your Xbox One for however long we decide to let it happen 1 year, 2 years. Eventually we're gonna put stuff on the Xbox Series X. It's only on Xbox Series X, but that's because we're gonna be taking full advantage of the hardware and." For them to be like, for you to have that option where you don't, it's super consumer friendly, gives you time to save up, gives you time to really see if you want to do that, and then for them to also on top of that offer Game Pass Ultimate, where not only do you get all the first party games from Xbox day one on Game Pass, you don't only get it on your Xbox, you get it on your PC, and in the fall, and I think this is going to be all bundled into one. You're going to get their streaming system where you can play their games on your phone or whatever. You know, the Xbox, and we've already established an Xbox fanboy, so like I don't I don't have to look hard to see the positives of Xbox, but
It's not so
PlayStation,
much the positives of Xbox; it's the positives of Microsoft versus
yeah, it
Sony.
really is, and Microsoft for Sony, and if you're just looking from a consumer standpoint, it's better to just stay with Microsoft, because I think Angry Joe put it, the best way to put it. It's not the PS5 versus the Xbox Series X. It's ultimately going to be the PS5 versus Game Pass. That's what it's going to be. That's where Xbox is going to make their money in their subscription service. That's 100% where they're going to make their money. And if they continue to follow this consumer friendly thing where, hey, you get all these games, you can play all of them day one. Um, you don't have to have the Series X right now. They're doing basically a soft launch. You stick with Microsoft because especially if PlayStation, like I said, if they're going to be changing out consoles every freaking 4 years and then requiring you to buy the new console to play the new games, that's an awful fucking thing for PlayStation
It's
to do.
not. I mean, it sounds simple when you're not thinking about the games, but if you're a fan of the games that PlayStation is releasing, it's still gonna be hard to stay away from it. Because
Oh, I,
like,
I
yeah,
agree.
because you could have a full fucking library of games with Game Pass, but like, are they any good? Like, it's a matter of like quality over quantity at that point.
Eh,
I mean, yeah,
I
they
would I
have good
would
games on there, but
I was gonna say there's some really good games in Game Pass.
yeah, but maybe the games that people want are on PlayStation.
Okay, but at the same time, if PlayStation is releasing the shit on fucking PC, also, if you have to wait an extra couple years, dude, and fine, I'll wait the couple years. If you're gonna, especially if I go out and I buy the console and I play it for, there these awesome titles, Ghost of Tsushima level titles and Horizon Zero Dawn's level titles and God of War's level titles, you know, if I'm going to go out and I'm going to have to replace my X or my PlayStation every 4 years and spend $600 every 4 years just to play these granted amazing titles, um, I'd rather just wait the couple years, take that money, put it into my gaming PC, make my gaming rig fucking badass. That way, when I get the fucking game, I can make it look way more beautiful than the PlayStation could ever make it look. I just, from a consumer
Well, I mean, we're
standpoint,
talking now on a level of like people who kind of have to watch their budget, but like, somebody who just has the money and they want to spend it, let them fucking spend it if they
oh
want
yeah,
it.
they're gonna. But this is, well, that's how Apple survives. They survive off the whales.
Yeah,
They're gonna. They're going to continue to put out a new phone every year. Why? Because then they can make their previous, model um, obsolete, or quote unquote obsolete, because it's really not. They haven't really made that many improvements on the device to begin with,
Well,
and
it is
they're going to
obsolete
they're
in the
going to give these
sense
people, these whales, who buy it for that status symbol. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I've got the most latest iPhone 35, and
when it comes to iPhones, they actually do purposely make it obsolete because I do know a couple friends, Tara included, who as soon as the new iPhone comes out, their current phone starts having all
running
these
like
fucking
shit.
bugs. Yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm an iPhone user myself, and honestly, that's only because my iPhone and my iPad talk together,
yeah,
and a lot of the apps that I use on a regular basis are iOS only, and that's why I use an iPhone. That's the only reason, and I never have the latest iPhone
yeah.
ever. And it's funny. I'll get the previous generation iPhone or something, and I'll get it a year late, and I'll have it, and it'll be working great, and then the next generation will come out, and so I'm 2 generations behind, and then instantly everything starts running like shit on my iPhone.
Yeah.
It's like they put out an update because it's forced updates, put out this update, and now look at my iPhone. It's like it's taking like a minute and a half to load a fucking internet page or to
It's a
load this app, and it's like, this is dumb.
quote unquote update with some bugs sprinkled in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if PlayStation's going to be doing this every 4 year thing, Sony, I would not put them past this. If they're going down this model, I would not put them past this to start putting updates out that make your PlayStation run like shit. Because they'll be like, here's the new operating system UI, and we're updating it for all the PlayStation consoles, so everybody uses the same UI, and you get it for your previous generation one that you decided to keep because you weren't ready to spend the money to get the and you weren't ready to spend the money, to get a new PlayStation, and now all of a sudden your PlayStation runs like shit. And I would not put it past them. This is the business model they're going for, and it's not consumer friendly. They'll make their money off of the wealthy, the people who have the money to spend, and the normal gamers like us will all end up being turned to either Xbox or gaming or PC, ultimately towards Microsoft.
Yeah, but I mean, Xbox has always been more for the casual gamer anyway, so they're just going
No, okay,
going
hold on.
harder.
Just because you are
No, I'm not saying
that,
an Xbox is made for the casual player, but I'm saying they market their shit
no, 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 no.
better
But
to the casual player.
no. My thing is like you're suggesting that a person who's willing to spend less or can't spend enough on gaming, that they're a casual gamer.
I'm not talking about price. I'm just talking about the way they market their shit. It's more casual gamer friendly. Like when a dad is thinking of buying a console for his son, he's gonna the first thing he's gonna think of is an Xbox because it's marketed to where somebody who doesn't really know a lot can just easily. That's what the whole Xbox One was. It was they marketed as a whole like all-in-one entertainment system. So like
Mm-hmm.
casual gamers would gravitate towards that because they're like, oh, I don't really know much about gaming, and Xbox seems more friendly in that
Yeah, but
sense.
just because
So
something's more consumer friendly doesn't make it more for casual gaming.
it's not a bad thing that it is. It
What,
just
for casual gamers?
no, it's not a bad thing that it's marketed towards casual gamers. They just hit a bigger market.
Okay, but
That's what I'm saying.
I guess I don't see the correlation between being a casual gamer and something being more consumer friendly. That's just not the connection I'm seeing. Because I mean, yeah, Xbox usually does market towards the casual gamer or the community based gaming more, but even if PlayStation did this would be a very consumer unfriendly thing. Like, just because I don't know.
Why
Just the
didn't
way that came off. It's just the way that came off. It's probably not how you meant it,
I
but the
wasn't
way it came
saying
off
I
was
wasn't saying either one was consumer friendly. I was just making the point that Xbox has a different market.
okay. I can see, yeah, that they shoot for the more masses versus the.
I mean, look at their fucking games. They're fucking multiplayer games. Like everything is like all the evidence is there that Xbox targets the masses, like you just said.
Yeah.
PlayStation targets the hardcore. You can even look at the
Yeah, because
commercials.
that in of itself makes the statement that if you don't play on PlayStation, you're not playing on the best system. Because I mean, Xbox's hardware is better than PlayStation's.
Yeah, but who the fuck cares about hardware when you're more worried about the quality of the game itself? Who cares if the game looks great if it's not a good game? I'm not saying Xbox games suck, but like when it really comes down to it, who the fuck cares if I can play something, you know, with slightly better performance if it's not a good game?
Well,
Like,
depending on the game, that can
okay,
be a
so
big thing.
what if Halo looked fucking awesome, but you know, PlayStation has God of War?
That would also depend on how good the
Last of Us
story is in
was an
Halo.
exception.
Yeah, I was gonna say Last of Us 2 looks great. No, I
No, well, no, but that does further the point that yeah, a game can look great, but it can be shit. So
but I don't know. I think that just because you choose an Xbox over a PlayStation, or just because you choose a PlayStation, because you already said you're not saying the person owns an Xbox, they're a casual gamer, but you are saying that if a person buys a PlayStation, they're a hardcore gamer.
I'm not saying either one. I'm not saying like what owning what console identifies you as a gamer. I'm saying what they are marketed towards.
Okay, but
All because PlayStation markets towards hardcore gamers doesn't mean that you have to buy one to call
but
yourself a gamer.
I don't think PlayStation markets towards a
All
hardcore
of
gaming
their
audience.
commercials are about the video game. Freaking greatness
No,
awaits. That's their fucking tagline. It's all about the games. Xbox is all about, oh, look what the console can do. Look, I can talk to my Xbox. I can have all these apps on it. Like
mm-hmm.
that's marketed towards a casual gamer or just
Well,
casual
the last
consumer.
Xbox One, I'll agree with you, but the 360 wasn't marketed that way.
Yeah, and the
And and
360
and
pretty much the
and,
360
uh,
actually did well.
and I don't think the Series X is marketed that way either. They're
And
making it
that's
very
why they're
clear
going to
that.
probably do well.
Hmm?
That's why they're going to do well because they are
Well, yeah, and
sticking
I'll
to
agree
what
with
they
you. The
should be.
Xbox One was marketed towards the casual gamer, 100%.
I think
And
I
I think
think the
they fucked
problem
up on that, and they
is
know that.
I think the problem here is that you are feeling insulted that I am saying that you think I'm saying that real gamers buy PlayStation.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
just
I'm not
saying
insulted.
PlayStation.
I'm sitting right next to my PS4 Pro. I
I'm
mean,
just
I'm not
saying
insulted.
I'm not saying real gamers buy PlayStation. I'm saying PlayStation markets towards real gamers, whereas Xbox or at least Xbox One didn't.
I Xbox One didn't, correct, but I don't think PlayStation ever really marketed to the hardcore gamer. I think PlayStation One or not PlayStation, yeah, PlayStation marketed, or PlayStation Four or Sony in general. I think they marketed to the single player game. I think that's where I think we're because just because somebody is marketed to as a here's all these, because you said all these multiplayer games, look at their lineup, it's multiplayer game. Just because they're playing multiplayer games doesn't make them a casual gamer. Or if they're buying a system just for multiplayer games doesn't make them a casual gamer. It you have hell, I would say multiplayer gamers, the serious ones, are more hardcore than even the most serious single player gamer.
Well, I have an opinion on what a real gamer is.
Okay, well,
I don't see competitive
let's talk
gamers
about
as
that.
real gamers because they play one fucking game. At that point,
So
you're playing video games as a tool to just, get get big.
What?
Like,
So
yeah, you're
multi.
good at it and you work hard at it, but like, if if all you play is that one game, you're not a real gamer, because being a gamer is about loving all different types of games. That's my definition of gamer, at least. But
Okay. I mean, that's I can see that point of view.
sports, yes, that's why they call it esports, even though it's fucking
Okay.
stupid. But if
So,
you see
but
video games as a sport, you're not a gamer.
so really, if you see video games as a sport, not a gamer.
Nope.
I mean, because I see esports as a legitimate sport. I mean, if golf is a sport, so is gaming.
Golf actually has some physicality to it. Like, you're actually
There's,
walking around and swinging the club and all that shit. Like,
oh come on. I the physicality for golf is minimal. Then if fishing's a game or fishing's a sport, people consider fishing or sport hunting.
okay, but if you want to argue that, would you call a golfer or a fisherman an athlete?
That was going to be my next question. All right,
They're
so
not
is
athletes.
a person who only plays golf or a person who only plays tennis, are they an athlete or are they
Athletes,
just a tennis player
tennis
or a
players are
golfer?
athletes, because athletes isn't really about. It's not so much about what sport you play that can call you an athlete. An athlete is about your physical ability. Golfers have not proven that they have athletic physical ability. Neither have fucking bowlers or fishermen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A tennis player has athletic ability. You have to have it to play tennis.
Okay.
So,
So
but
going
it's a
back to the
bad
whole
analogy
gaming,
either way
so
if you're
going back to
talking
the
about
gamer
gaming.
thing though, so you're saying that your justification for a gamer, and I'm not judging or anything. It's just discussion because we don't have a lot of news guys. Um, so you're saying that a gamer is can only be a gamer if they play a variety of games.
They don't have to play a variety, but they have to actually. If you're treating the game as a sport and you're just playing it for the fucking clout and the recognition and to get, I don't know, it's not.
It's, I mean that I can agree with. I see where you're going with that. If you're not embracing the culture of gaming, then you're not a gamer. I will agree to that. If you're just doing it for the money or because you're just really good at it and it's just something that you can make money off of and you just can only do this because it's you're able to do it. Yes, I agree, but you're not embracing the culture, like you're not learning about the characters you're playing and you're not following the history of that particular game and everything. I will agree with you, you're not a gamer. That's my point. Like I think there are plenty of people out there who only play one game, who love Destiny, for example, or who only play Call of Duty. There are ones out there that I think that I agree with you. There aren't gamers who are just out there to just kill time.
Ninja.
Okay. And yeah. And then there are people out there who play the game because they love the game and they played every Call of Duty as it came out and they love they embrace the culture of it and they have like the Call of Duty t-shirts and they got the Call of Duty posters and they're Call of Duty gamers. Like that's my justification for it. You can still be a gamer and play only one game or only one type of game. I mean,
One type of
yeah.
game is fine. Like, if you play Call of Duty mainly, but you can still enjoy other shooters, that makes sense. Like, but if you are like if you're hardcore into Call of Duty and you're calling yourself like a gamer, like, I love video games, even if I only happen to like this one type of game, like, why would you not at least try playing other shooters? But I guess the point is that, people who focus on one type of game and don't care about other games, they just focus on getting good at that one fucking game
Mm-hmm.
and make that their fucking life. Like, I don't care
Mm-hmm.
how much time and effort you put into that shit. If that's all you're doing, and you're just doing it for the fame and the money,
Yeah,
like,
but
get
see,
the
like I
fuck
said,
out of our
you're
community.
not embracing the culture
Yeah,
then. That I agree with, and I will agree with Leroy. Mobile gamers aren't real gamers.
that's true. We've already said that.
Yeah,
But
mobile gamers are definitely not real gamers. I'm sorry. Although, okay, that brings up an interesting topic though. So with the rise of Xbox releasing their new streaming service and the rise of streaming services coming out and everything, and you're able to play these games on your mobile device, is that going to change our definition of what a gamer is? If all you ever do is you have Game Pass and you only play it on your mobile phone, are you a gamer?
are you going to be able to play like every game available on console on your phone?
That's what they're saying,
Because
yeah,
how the
because
fuck is that possible?
it's a streaming thing. It's the same way that the fucking Google's Google Google Stadia is supposed to work.
But like, as far as like controls, there's no way. You can't tap your
Maybe there'll be
screen.
like an attachment for your phone. I mean, they make them already.
So you're gonna. So basically, your phone will be a Game Boy.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a tough.
yeah.
That's a tough question, I guess.
I mean, because that's what we're moving towards a lot right now. Like a lot that people are pushing that streaming service where you get like Netflix but for video games. And is that I think then it's going to have to be a justification. Okay, are you playing a game that's played on console
Well,
or on PC, or are you just playing,
I guess the whole. I guess the thing
Sugar
about.
Breaker?
I guess the thing about mobile gamers not being real gamers is more about the fact that mobile games aren't real games. But if
Mm-hmm.
you were to play an Xbox game on your phone out of, it could just, it's probably just out of convenience because, it allows you to travel around and not
Mm-hmm.
have to carry an Xbox around. But if you're playing real games and it just happens to be on a phone, I guess you could still be called a gamer. But if you're playing mobile games, those aren't real games. They're just,
No, like Candy Crush and stuff
yeah,
like that. That's not a game. I mean, it's a game, but it's not a real game.
yeah. It's just the way that mobile
Okay, but
games,
if you play Candy Crush on your Xbox or on your or Candy Crush like games, like I don't know,
Tetris,
what's Tetris? Does that make you a gamer
I
if
don't
that's all you
know.
play?
Are we gonna call like hardcore Tetris players real gamers? Does that go into kind of like the esports thing if you're just like,
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if you just really like puzzle games,
maybe?
if that's what your jam is, and Tetris is your jam, and you could play Tetris on a mobile device, and it's a mobile game, it's got the same concepts as a mobile game. Does that make you a gamer? It's kind of where my question is going. It's like the line of what is a gamer and what is not a gamer, especially when it comes to mobile devices, is very much becoming blurred.
I feel like we're getting super philosophical
It's okay, we can get philosophical.
on the
You know,
definition of a gamer. But why is a gamer?
I mean, why is a gamer? Just
Why is video
I mean,
games?
because here's a unique perspective too, and I wish she was here today. Tara said she was super deep into whatever that game was she was playing on a mobile device,
Yeah.
and she like did research and she led a clan and she did all this extra stuff into it and was doing it at that point with the amount of effort she's putting into it, which wouldn't she be then considered a gamer because she's embracing that culture and she's embracing that what they're doing.
Mm, yeah. Um, I
Make a
guess
D&D alignment chart for what a gamer is. So mobile, just
I,
straight up Candy Crushers,
I
man.
do feel
They
like
would have to be evil.
I do feel like a D&D alignment chart is kind of what we're getting at because you have like the kind of middle ground of like mobile gamer, but like what type of mobile gamer are they?
Hmm.
So it's, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean like I said, that line is becoming very much blurred. It used to be very like 5, 10 years ago. It was a very defined line. If you just play Candy Crush on your phone and you don't, and you're trying to call yourself a gamer, you're not a fucking gamer. Now it's becoming very much blurred, and it's like, well, if you do this and you lead this clan and you're in a community and you're doing all this and everything, I suppose, yeah, you could be called a gamer, you know. But if you're using your super, expensive PlayStation to only play Tetris, I don't know if you're a gamer. You know what I mean? Like it gets down to that
Yeah.
line. And I think you're right. It's going to come down to the games that people are playing. And I don't think you're just going to be able to say, hey, you play your games on a mobile device, you're not a gamer anymore. I don't think that's going to be a thing anymore. But,
Any person who has played any video game on any device is, well, not
I don't know about
necessarily.
that. I don't
You
agree
don't.
with that.
It's not as simple as if you've ever played a video game, you're a gamer. It's it's like being a
No.
gamer is a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a culture. You
Yeah.
embrace a culture. Like that's why I said, say, Tara played that mobile game, but she embraced the culture. And in a lot of ways, I think that was her gateway game into becoming a true gamer. I
Oh,
guess true gamer.
you're just throwing out chart options. Okay.
Oh, okay. Any woman is. I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that because that'll get the channel banned. But this whole gamer thing leads us into our next topic.
I actually read something interesting
Go ahead.
recently. I don't know how true or how recent the news is, but it said that 52% of gamers are women.
I believe it. Well, those numbers are skewed because they're taking that's their definition of gamer is very much more liberal than what we are
They're probably including
suggesting.
mobile gamers.
Yes,
Yeah.
and here's the thing. I think I read that same study, and then I read a corresponding study that stated that like 80% of mobile gaming and people who play mobile games are female.
Hmm.
So like, and mobile gaming is the largest market right now out there. And if they're including anybody who plays Candy Crush, and if 80% of the people out there who play Candy Crush are females, then yeah, it would make sense that they would have the majority.
So realistically, it's more like maybe 30% of gamers are women.
Yeah, that's what I would probably put it at.
Yeah.
If you think about how often you encounter somebody who's a female in a game like World of Warcraft, for example, or something, it really is. I'd probably say 30 to 40% are female out there. We're getting closer to that 50-50, which is the would be a
Let's
perfect
get
balance there.
there. I would love it. Like real
Well,
gamers,
yeah, I mean,
not booby girls.
no, no, not baby girls, no. But yeah, I would say 30% is probably a fair judgment on it. It's really fair to say women. It does make sense that women use their phones to play apps like Candy Crush. Women love convenience, and women tend to be seen as more social creatures. That is a
Yeah.
yeah. Women are very much more social individuals, and that's kind of a cultural thing too. A woman who's seen who doesn't socialize with other people, culturally in the US, I think around the world for the most part, if they're seen as not being social, they're seen as being odd.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
But it's okay
so
for a guy.
yeah, it's okay for a guy to be a recluse, a hermit or whatever. But
And it's so weird how it's like the opposite of that with sex. Because like a guy could sleep with a bunch of girls and be like, cool. Or a girl
yeah,
sleeps with a bunch of guys and she's a slut.
yeah,
So like, what do you want
it's
from us, world? What do you
it's a
want from
double
us?
standard. It's a completely double standard. That's why everybody needs to become a gamer, a true gamer, and be accepting of everyone.
Yeah.
Um, but speaking of gamers, so now that we've established what we consider to be a true gamer
That
and
is true, Leroy.
the importance of being a true gamer, do you like paying more money for your stuff as a gamer?
Yes. Take all my money. I don't need
Yeah,
it.
I read an article this week, this morning actually, about how um, Logitech, in collaboration with what the heck is that company called? Herman Miller, put out a new chair. Would you like to know how much this new chair is?
700, 800, 1000, 1200.
$1,500
Okay,
for a
I
chair.
was I was close without going over.
Yeah, yeah, for a chair, it's $1,500. Now, to be fair, Herman Miller chairs are extravagantly expensive to begin with, and from what I understand, they're very, very, very nice and good quality. But $1,500, and I started digging down deep into this, and I started reading the article, and it had a link to a couple other articles how they talk about it. Have you ever noticed when you go to the store and you could find a product and then you find another product that's got a whole bunch of like RGB LED lighting to it and everything, and they
Mm-hmm.
say, gamer, desk, and the price for it is at least 2 to 3 times more than the other price.
I've actually seen that firsthand because I have been recently. I was shopping for like a new desk and I saw all this shit about gamer desks and I'm like, this is a very minimal desk,
Mm-hmm.
and it just has like these cool stripes or whatever, but it
Yeah,
like
cool.
it
Yeah,
uses less material than an actual fucking desk.
yeah, it'll have like some cool stripes, maybe some RGB lighting, and maybe a hook for your headphones.
Yeah.
And they'll call that a gamer desk, and they'll charge you 2.5 to 3 times more than what you would pay for probably a desk that's the exact same size or even bigger. But they do that with everything.
So
Like,
what's this chair that you were talking about? What's it called?
uh, it's a Logitech. It's a Logitech Herman Miller gaming chair. It's a collaboration. It's $1,500.
Oh, so you're paying for
Um,
two names.
yeah, and see, but we have this thing in the farming community, and I started seeing like this what's the word? This similarity in it.
Oh shit, that
So
does look high tech as fuck though.
the chair,
Yeah.
I mean the chair looks. I mean, it's a Herman Miller chair, so it's probably going to be really good for your back.
Yeah.
But, um, but we have this thing in the farming community or in the farming aspect of things. That's why I was like seeing this huge similarity. Is say you buy a bucket at Lowe's, you're gonna pay what, $5 for it, and that'd be like a nice bucket, right? So if you have somebody attach the word horse to that bucket, say they say, "Oh, this is a horse bucket," you're gonna pay $25 for that bucket.
What's a horse bucket?
It'd be the exact same as the other bucket. It might have a flat side, and that's it.
Okay.
And it'll be charged. You'll charge $25 for it. The same thing goes for beekeeping or anything. Like in the farming community, you can go buy something, and it's always better to buy the generic thing. As soon as they attach that little fucking, you know, descriptor to it, whether it's bee or this is a beekeeping or a bee
Gaming
jar, or
gaming
this is a
chair gaming chair is engineered to eliminate fatigue. Fuck
that's
off.
that's a bunch of crap.
Fuck the fuck off.
That's a bunch of crap.
Improve posture and enable players and esports pros to game better.
Everything they have on that chair, I have on my chair, to include a headrest that's adjustable.
This doesn't even look like it has any kind of like back support or neck
Yeah,
support.
yeah. And I paid, I think, $200 for my chair. Just throwing that out there. You know
Yeah.
why I only paid $200 for my chair? Because it didn't say gaming chair on it. I specifically went and found a chair that didn't say gaming on it because I was tired of paying an extravagant amount of money, for something that has gaming attached to it. And it happens with everything. Like, at what point, I guess my point is on this whole thing is like, stop giving these people your money just because it has gaming attached to it.
Oh, is that a gaming desk there in the picture?
Oh, there's a gaming desk. There's your typical gaming desk that you're probably going to pay, you know, $1,500 for that too.
Put a fucking
And
blue
it's
stripe on there. You can sell it for $2,000.
I know, right? Put a couple RGB lighting on the bottom of it so it, lights up my legs because it does absolutely nothing for the
Yeah.
game, and you're gonna charge another $500 for it. Even though you can go buy RGB lighting from Amazon for like what, $20, a whole strip that's probably like 3 feet long.
Yeah.
That comes with a remote that you can change the colors on it and everything. Like
Yep.
it's silly. It's silly, and it's something that we as gamers are allowing to happen because we're like birds. We're like, ooh, shiny, bright colors.
So
Let me buy that because it's a gaming desk
yeah,
or it's a
so
gaming chair.
obviously I am sitting in a gaming chair, but I paid like $100 for it. So
You don't know what your desk is, a fucking plank and two trestles. Well, and that's the point. Like, if you really look, like my desk, for example, my desk is a typical L-shaped desk, and then I have another desk that was one that I had before that, and then my PC stand is next to that. Like everything I have, nothing has ever said gaming attached to it, unless it's like a controller. Like,
a gaming controller.
God, don't say that, because no. When it comes to gaming items, they just attach the word elite to it and then charge you $400.
Yeah.
But that's an entire subject of it itself. I'm just saying, like, hey, look, I think it's ridiculous that we as gamers and gaming culture are allowing this to be a thing. Like it's already so ingrained into other into other industries like farming or anything like that. We'll never get it out of there. But we have the opportunity here as gamers to stop this. If you're gonna make a gaming desk and make it, and market it as a gaming desk, it better have more than just a couple RGB lighting and some fucking hooks on it. It better have something that's going to enhance my gaming experience. I maybe have speakers built into the desk or surround sound system built into the desk or something. Maybe like a rumble system in the desk. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something.
People don't care about details. All you have to say in the description is that it makes you a better gamer.
I'm going to
Doesn't
start
matter how.
selling gaming water. Gamer water. Because they do that now too with like energy drinks. And I like G Fuel. Let's
I
be
like
clear.
G Fuel, yeah.
Huh?
I like G Fuel.
I like G Fuel, but do you
Cheap
really
plug.
think G Fuel is worth the price that they charge you?
No. It's definitely not as healthy as they make it out to be either.
No, it's not. And they make these claims that, oh, G Fuel, it enhances your reaction time in gaming. And no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It tastes good. It's got caffeine in it, and I think it's a slightly healthier option and slightly economically more responsible to buy a $40 canister of G Fuel than buying a Monster every day. And that's basically the only reason why I drink G Fuel, because it's slightly cheaper. If I drink a Monster every day versus a thing of G Fuel every day, I'm saving probably $10. But I don't think the G Fuel is worth, the $40 for a canister of it.
I,
And
nothing about this chair looks ergonomic at all.
you're still getting
Like, it
that shit.
has no type of back support at all. Look at that freaking arch.
I mean, maybe we just got bad posture to begin with, and it's
Am I
gonna fix your
supposed to?
posture.
Am I supposed to like slouch? Is that a new secret technique?
Well,
Have my
it's not.
spine.
It's not making you slouch, is it? It's making you sit up like this.
It doesn't even make you. It doesn't even seem like it makes you sit up straight. It looks like you're leaning back a little bit to fit into that curve.
It does do that Star Trek thing where you can move like the armrests in like 40 different directions.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's pretty neat. I don't think it's $1,500 neat. But like I said, to be fair, Herman Miller chairs are extravagantly expensive, and they also are how do I put it? They have a really good warranty. Like they support. There's like a lifetime warranty on the Herman Miller chairs and stuff. But and
See,
from what I've heard from people who have bought Herman Miller chairs in the past, they're very, very well made.
see, like at least something like this, at least it has a freaking neck support.
Yeah, that's basically my chair. I think it's just about my chair.
Hmm.
You know, what the hell is that thing?
Which one?
Go down? Oh, I got the delay. It was the one right next to the one you opened up. No, not that one. Go to your right a little bit more.
That's the one I clicked on. This one.
So you clicked on that one. Go right. And go right one more. It's got like all the silver. Yeah, that one.
Oh, this one. What the fuck is that?
I've got like a minute delay. The one to the left, the one that you just clicked on, that looks like a piece of gym equipment. I was just curious because it looked funky. You know, with delays. What the hell is that? That's fucking weird.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think you should spend $1,500 on a fucking chair because they say gaming.
No.
I don't. Like, if you like Herman Miller chairs and you think they're great, and you want something with Logitech's name stamped on it, fine, go ahead. You can spend your money how you want to spend it.
I mean,
But
I spent fucking $1,500 to build this PC.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. Like, you know, gamers are quickly becoming the suckers of the market. You know, put a bunch of flashy lights on something, and they're gonna sell that item for. They're gonna mark it up, 200-300 times, and it's silly. It's silly, and we need to stop it. You know, the Louis Vuitton released a $2,700 League of Legends hoodie.
Get some help.
$2,700 for a hoodie. I mean, think about that for a second.
Hey, Nerdy, watch the stream real quick.
Stop it. Get some help.
I mean, I'm not wrong though. That's a perfect way to describe exactly this. Stop it, gamers. Just stop it. Stop letting these people take advantage of you because it's dumb. You know, they're making us look like a bunch of suckers. But then again, we are in the industry of where they can make a shitty ass game and then give it to you for free and then make thousands of dollars off of microtransactions off of you. So,
or make a shitty game and sell it to you for $60 and sell a special collector's edition called the Ellie edition and market it about this one character that everybody loves and then just shit on everybody that you love.
I feel some resentment in that statement.
That never happened though.
Kind of a spin off of what we were just talking about with all that stuff. Hey, did you guys know Konami's making a desktop gaming PC?
Fuck Konami.
I thought you liked Konami.
No, Konami fired Kojima and then fucked the fucking Metal Gear series. And as you said, they fucked your Silent Hill series.
They did fuck my Silent Hill series, but okay, I'm sorry. We liked old Konami.
Konami used to be the good guys.
Yeah, okay.
Until they turned to the dark side.
Yeah, that's true.
And like
Konami owns, they own Castlevania too, don't they?
Yeah, but like after, I guess pretty much after Kojima, what the fuck have they done? They put out that shitty Metal Gear spin-off or whatever that thing was, and then
I don't know. They made crap. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've seen a Konami game that was worth a damn in the last couple of years. Yeah, here's the by the way. Give this to you.
Like if you were to, watch one of
Here's the
these.
link. Here's the link to the Konami gaming PC. By the way, if you pull that up and love you to see that. It's wonderful.
That's the PC.
Yep.
What the? What? First of all, why is it
It's
not Konami colors?
it's hideous.
Hang on.
Shipping in September in Japan. For the time being, we're waiting for a worldwide release date. The Aerospace's PCs are being built by Konami Amusements, the division of the company that handles Konami's pachinko, esports, and arcade machine products. These are the best PC gamers. These are the best PC game machines. Our pick of the best graphics cards and AMD versus So like they literally. I think I just read an ad. Never mind.
Oh wow, the first statement even talks about what we just mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. The Airsphere C300 is the entry level model at 184,000 yen or $1,750, making use of an i5
What?
an i5 9400 processor,
Shut
a
up.
GTX 1650, and 8 gigabytes of memory.
$1,700 for a low end PC.
Yeah,
32.
the top spec one is a $3,200 model, which uses the i7 9700, which by the way is what I run in my PC right now.
The top spec is like not even top level PC.
No, there's.
No i9, no 32 gigs.
I mean,
I mean, it's got the 2070. It's not even a 2080 is the highest, right? Um,
2080 would be the highest.
yeah,
I
everything is
think.
like just a level below top.
Yeah, I mean, let's think about this. I run an i7 8700. Okay, so their top of the line is just barely past me in CPU because what is this, a 9700?
Yeah,
i7 9700. I have, what is it? How many gigs of RAM do they have in there? 16.
16.
I've got double the RAM. I have two SSDs and a standard hard drive.
Whoa,
And my
whoa.
and my GPU is a 1060. To be fair,
Yeah.
1060, the earlier generation. But my stuff is easily. I think everything in that PC right now, and a lot of it was pre-built, and still only paid like 1,200.
So
Like, it's a scam, man. They put Konami's name on it so they could scam people.
like like who's gonna buy Konami's name at this point? They don't have a good track record. Like I was gonna say earlier, like who is gonna see if Konami were to show its name, like if its name were just to appear on screen at one of these gaming events, who the fuck would actually get excited?
What if Konami showed up at the gaming
Like
event?
if we were watching that Xbox event or the PlayStation event
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly they're showing like world premiere and then the first thing you see is Konami. Like who's getting excited about that?
I don't know if excitement would even cross my mind. I
It,
would be interested,
it's interested,
and
but
I would
it's
prepare myself for disappointment.
you would be interested because it's like, oh, we haven't seen anything from Konami in a while. But
Yeah.
then you really interest is all you really have because you have nothing to be hyped about. You have no history to be hyped about.
Well, I mean, I have history of Silent Hill. I love Silent Hill, but like I said, I'd be interested and then be preparing myself for disappointment because it's probably going to be another bad fucking iteration of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
You know, unless they came back and said, "Oh, it's a remake of the first Silent Hill," in which case I'd be all over that. Can we get a remaster / remake of the first Silent Hill? I'd be all over that.
No. Konami doesn't want to do that. They hate Silent Hill, they hate Metal Gear, they hate Castlevania.
But why?
Same
My
reason.
question.
Same reason. Fucking Druckmann hates Jack and Daxter, and now Ellie and Joel,
Okay.
which is no reason.
Yeah.
Oh hey,
But yeah.
Obsidian, what's up?
What? Huh? No, I was just a bit. Yeah, I mean
Oh
that
no,
sucks.
I was saying hi to Obsidian. I just noticed.
Oh, oh yeah. I Obsidian. He made pancakes in the house. I haven't eaten any yet, but apparently he made very good pancakes.
Pancakes sound good.
Pancakes do sound good. I'm gonna eat them after the show today. So yeah, go buy
Or
your Konami piece of shit. Go buy it now. Oh my goodness. I can't. I didn't even look for that. I just kind of stumbled upon that story when I was doing my research this morning.
$3,200 for like a level, maybe two levels below what an actual high-end PC is.
But it's got Konami's name on it,
And
and,
it's
and
not
it's and, it,
even.
and it's a gaming PC, so it's got two special names on it.
I would expect a Konami PC to be like orange or yellowish or whatever that fucking color is.
No, blue and silver.
Okay. Gamers are not real gamers.
I guess not. Let's see. Speaking of games, be sure to go get your free games from Epic. That's a thing that they're still doing every week.
What do we got?
The ones that are free this week.
We haven't talked about that in a while.
What, the free ones? Yeah, because they stopped dropping super big titles. They went back to like dropping like kind of indie titles and everything. This week was or this past, they're getting ready to drop some new ones, and the new ones like but the newest ones were 20XX, which is, in my opinion, looks like a Mega Man ripoff. 100%.
20XX?
It's and it's it is co-op, but it looks very much like a Mega Man ripoff. I'm so like I looked at it, I was like, this looks just like Mega Man. Even the way the person jumps looks like Mega Man.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
And
I
then
love Mega Man, but they fucked that too. Capcom fucked Mega Man.
They also gave away Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery, I think it is. So yeah, they're giving a couple games. And you can't fault them for giving away free games. I just find it funny. My entire Epic library is the one game I bought that I really wanted to play, which is MechWarrior 5, and all the rest of them are free games. Like every single one of them are free games. But that's fine. You know, they're giving away. That means it's good for gaming community. You know, free games are great in times like now where you're stuck in your home because of the virus. Speaking of times right now and getting games, if you have a PlayStation, now is a good time to see if that game that you like is on sale or you wanted to get is on sale. I think they still have their summer sale going on, and it's like a whole crap ton of games that are on sale. Like it's of a lot of games, and I think I accidentally closed out that window of how many games it was. It was like 200 games. A ton of games, so yeah, go grab those if you guys want to get a deal on PlayStation. We don't even realize there's some Matrix. No. That's a fair point. Oh, here's something crazy off the wall that I found. Did you know there was a new Muppets TV show?
No?
The Muppets Now series premiere review. So I found this article. It's on IGN. It says the latest attempt to update the Muppets while also hopefully keeping the classic charm of the original 70s series is the YouTube vlog Zoom meetings inspired Muppets Now, which is not as totally tacky as it sounds. Far better than ABC mockumentary series, The Muppets from 5 years ago. Muppets Now only feels slightly strained under the weight of revamping the Muppets for modern fandom. The show's improvisational feel and the fact that overall it sticks with the variety show format helps create a sense of warmth and familiarity for those who might initially object to the cyberspace elements. So they're bringing the Muppet Show. Did you ever watch the Muppet Show?
No.
my family's huge in the Muppets. We watch all the Muppet movies, and Muppet, like every Christmas we watch the Muppet Christmas Carol, and Muppet Treasure Island is another movie we love watching. And anyway, needless to say, my family loves the Muppets. I mean, hell, you remember when the Muppets came on? What was it, the Game Awards?
Yeah.
I freaked out. I guess yes, the Muppets. So I guess they're doing like a YouTube series / TV show. I guess it's on Disney Plus though. Maybe it's not a YouTube thing. I guess it's Disney Plus. But they're trying to revamp the Muppets. I'm not sure how I feel about that because I don't want them to fuck up my Muppets. Thoughts? Or do you not care about the Muppets at all?
I don't know enough about this revival. So, I mean, is it like the same Muppets or?
It's the same Muppets. And it looks like they're trying to see. I haven't seen the show yet. And look, the fact Scooter is a game's producer. It's opening segment sketches to streaming service rather than producing them live in front of the Actually, sure the idea that to vote yesterday or appeal. So yeah, so they're literally bringing the Muppets and they're creating the Muppet Show, but they're updating the Muppet Show was a variety show. You remember old school variety shows, right? And the Muppet Show had some big names on it. They had oh god, I'm having a brain fart. The guy who played Luke Skywalker.
Hamill.
Yeah, there. I mean, they would have like big name celebrities come onto the show, all the time, like every fucking episode. It was like a weekly variety show. I loved watching it, and it looks like they're trying to bring back that that variety show feel. I'm down for that. As long as it doesn't go crazy woke and politically correct.
Okay, I take it back. I'm looking at this 20XX. It actually looks like a good Mega Man ripoff. I just don't like roguelike.
Is it a roguelite? I didn't know it was a roguelite.
That's what it says in the description.
But it says it's co-op.
Yeah.
You could try it out together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's free. Pick it up now.
Why the fuck not? I need more Mega Man in my life. I miss Mega Man.
Yeah.
Fucking Capcom, man.
I wonder if they'll ever do like a first-person Mega Man, like a first-person shooter, but you're Mega Man.
Yeah, that's basically that first-person Metroid game that they did, I guess.
Yeah.
Way back in the Wii?
I don't know.
Metroid Prime.
How pissed off would you be if they fucked up Mega Man even more?
They already did with Mega Man 11.
How'd they fuck it up?
Because it just wasn't what Mega Man used to be. It was just Mega Man 11 came like way after like all the original Mega Man games came out, and they just decided, hey, let's bring them back finally after people have been asking for it. After they fired the creator of Mega Man. So they bring back Mega Man with Mega Man 11, but it's just not. I never played it, but it just didn't look like what I knew Mega Man to be.
That's fair. That's fair. I liked Mega Man, but I wasn't a fan of Mega Man, if that makes sense. Like the Mega Man games, I just liked the idea of a guy running around with a gun on his arm shooting shit. Like I liked Mega Man like I like Kirby. You know, it was a fun side-scrolling, fun game to play.
Yeah.
Like, it was more interesting than Mario. So I don't really have a feeling one way or the other. I just know when I saw that game, it was like that looks just like if you look how the character jumps, I was like, that's exactly how Mega Man jumps.
Yeah. Like this this game looks more like Mega Man than the actual Mega Man 11 did.
I don't know. I could be down for some co-op Mega Man type stuff after we finish DOS 2, since we're blasting through it. Yeah. We're going so fast that we don't know what to do with ourselves because we're like,
because it's like we already know, like we have a general idea of like what quests we can do, so we're like, hey, let's just look for this one, let's get this quest, let's get this one, and not complete anything.
Yeah.
We got like a full fucking journal of shit and nothing completed.
Mm-hmm. You know another game I want to try it with you, but it would involve you dusting off your Xbox.
That's fine.
I want to try that Grounded game. It's on Game Pass, so it would be. Oh, you
Yeah.
don't have your Game Pass, so it
Yeah,
would
I
be.
think I can't. I canceled it and it's probably expired already.
Why don't you just get the Game Pass Ultimate? So even if you're not playing on your Xbox, you get all the games, all the Microsoft Xbox games free on PC too.
I thought I had that, but I don't remember. Let me open up the Xbox app.
So I'm just saying, like that would be because I think since it's available on um, Game Pass, we might just be able to play it on PC together if we can download because it's a PC game too, and if it's on their Game Pass, then it should be on their Game Pass on PC. And you can just play it on your PC if you have the Game Pass Ultimate.
Hmm.
To be fair, though, the game isn't finished. They told everybody it's an early access game, so they're still working on it. But I've seen some gameplay of it. It looks fun. It looks like a fun, lighthearted, because it very much. I'm still amazed that they were able to get the rights to use Honey I Shrunk the Kids, and make a game that wasn't Honey I Shrunk the Kids, or I don't know how they did that. But either way, it looks like a fun, lighthearted co-op survival game.
I'm so confused about what. Okay, so there's the Xbox app and the Xbox console companion.
Yeah,
Which one
they
am I?
need to clean that up too. The fucking Microsoft, if you're listening, which I very much doubt, but if you're listening, you're because there's the Xbox app and then there's the companion and then there's also I think there's the Xbox app beta, but that they had going for a long time too.
Yeah.
You guys just need to get rid of all those and make one app, one app that like just call it, you know, Microsoft Game App,
Wait,
or
so
just
an unfinished game. I know it's on Game Pass, but I was just looking at Grounded. An
mhm.
unfinished game is still $30.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean that's, but you don't have to. You could. No, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's still $30 because on Steam you can get it, but that's the same concept as a lot of the early access games people pay for that pay $30 for. I mean,
Hmm.
Subnautica was an early access game. It's an amazing game. You've played that, right?
Subnautica? No.
Oh, dude, you should play Subnautica. Tara would love Subnautica.
Eh,
No, she would love it because you can catch the fishies, you can build your base underwater and have a good time.
but
And
is
then she could be scared shitless when the Reaper comes out of nowhere or the Leviathan comes out of
no, see,
nowhere and
that's the
scares the
thing.
fuck out of you.
I don't think she likes the stressful part of it. I don't think she likes the survival aspect of those types of games.
But it's not a heavy survival game. Like you'll die if you don't eat, drink water, and eat food. But it's not like green hell where like you're having to do it, or even like Raft where we have to eat constantly. It seems like it's very forgiving when it comes to that. No, it's the fact that sometimes there's a big creature you don't know is there, and it comes out of nowhere and scares the living shit out of you. There are quite a few times that it scared, but you keep going because the story's really good. Like you guys should play it. At least give it a try. I would say that'd be a great recommendation for you guys. Subnautica is easily one of, if not the best, uh, survival based games with a story, and it's really good. And it really would be up Tara's alley. I think she would enjoy it.
I
But all right, so what other topics? We got grounded. Um, let's see. I don't know what that is. Umbrella Academy. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Umbrella Academy. I seen that. What was that? A game or?
I don't know if it's a game or a show because it says
Oh yeah, it
season
was a
2
show.
cast breaks down.
Um, I'm see when I heard that, it's probably not. But when I heard Umbrella Academy, I was like, is that based on Resident Evil? But
I have no idea.
it doesn't. I don't even see the Umbrella logo at all, so there's no way.
Oh, here we go. We should title your stream. That's it. TikTok's dead. Trump says he's going to ban TikTok from the
Well,
USA.
fucking good. Trump is finally doing something good. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's finally doing something good, like he's never done anything good. But
well, what's the big like? I don't have TikTok because it's just it seems like all it
it's
is
for
a bunch
fucking
of vines
teenagers.
and huh?
It's for fucking teenagers
Well, that's probably
or
I guess that's
shitty
because I'm
adults.
old. Like, but why is it now? Like, why is Trump wanting to ban it?
It's fucking toxic as shit. Like it is.
I doubt that's why Trump wants to ban it. I mean, Trump is toxic himself.
It's probably because of TikTok has also gotten kind of like any social media platform. It's gotten really stepping over its boundaries as far as like politics and shit. Like I believe TikTok like banned any Black Lives Matter related hashtags and shit like that. I mean, I don't really know the whole reasons why he's getting into it.
It's Chinese owned.
But yeah, I don't it's Chinese owned, but Americans fucked it up like they always do with everything. I don't know Trump's reasonings, but I know TikTok needs to fucking die. So
it's because apparently TikTok was harvesting information on Americans, I guess.
yeah, that was another thing. Like it just like any fucking social media app, it just steals all your information. But I guess TikTok was just way more obvious about it.
I guess because they were reporting it to the motherland, China.
Yeah, probably.
Trump just doesn't want that. Yeah, because it's ancestral to the Chinese government. I mean, like, okay, I guess TikTok's going to die.
Yeah,
I mean,
but like it's definitely good that it's gone.
Okay, but it isn't. If TikTok's gonna die, I suggest we get rid of Twitter too, because you're gonna talk about toxicity.
What? Twitter?
Yeah.
Twitter,
Toxicity.
Snapchat. I mean, fuck all that shit.
They're all toxic as hell. That's an interesting subject in of itself. Why is it that every social media platform that ever comes into existence always turns into like this toxic cesspool?
Because it's a platform for all of the shitty people to be able to like just get all of their bad thoughts out and be safe behind their fucking computers.
Anonymity.
Yeah.
Anonymity. Like, well, but I don't understand why these platforms don't fix it. Like, Twitter is a great platform because it's like the platform itself, not what it is right now, but the idea of the platform is great because then you can get out these like quick messages. It's great for advertising and people like in streaming communities and everything to get information out to the communities. It's a great way to communicate with people. But then it's just turned into this cesspool of just people. Like, you can't say anything on Twitter without somebody attacking you for it. Like, I used to announce my streams on Twitter and talk to people on Twitter a little bit more often. Now I have it just to like scroll through and feel better about my life because these people are just evil to each other.
Yeah, that's another another piece of Americans just being so spoiled and entitled and just unappreciative of what they have that like it's such a luxury to be able to live here and just spend your life shitting on people, spend your life finding the negatives in every positive. You can't just be happy for someone. You have to, somebody announces something like positive, you're like, oh well, let me find all of the all the bad stuff that I can and point that out.
Yeah.
Like Americans always want to find the negative. They're never happy for people to succeed or anything like that. It's always about, well, how did he succeed? Who did he like step on the way or whatever? Like,
Yeah, I get it. I understand why Americans are like that, but it's stupid. So you are here's a one that's more a story more up your alley. Detective Pikachu. Did you like that movie?
Damn it, I still haven't seen it.
Okay. Well, the director. Did you like the games Beyond Good and Evil?
I saw that. I saw that
He's
story, and I know I have not played the games. And
You've
that
never played
actually,
Good and Evil?
no. And that reminds me, they announced Beyond Good and Evil 2 like what, 3 years ago?
Oh, and they showed that cool fucking video with the pig and the monkey, and
Yeah.
they were flying away and
Where
stuff.
the fuck is that?
I think it was actually slotted to come out this year, and Corona fucked it up. I
Hmm.
honestly think that it was supposed to be. I think 2020 was supposed to be a really big year for gaming, and coming into it, remember you could put yourself back in the mentality of January and coming out of the Game Awards. Both of us, we were like, yeah, it's crazy, it's going to be great. You're going to get your Final Fantasy and Last of Us 2, and we're going to have Wasteland 3 and Cyberpunk in the spring, and blah blah blah. And it quickly became the year of meh.
Yeah.
So
I don't
I
I've
just
I've always, heard good stuff about Beyond Good and Evil, and I've always had interest in it, and I was interested in, checking out the new one whenever the fuck that was planning to come
Mhm.
out, but I just never I've, gone back and tried to like watch the original game, but it doesn't really look like gameplay wise something I could get into. Like I know the story is good, but like I just could never seem to get into it as far as actually playing it.
It's fair. I mean, it is kind of a niche game. It looks like what they're changing it to is going to be more of a mainstream game.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you. Fairy Tale launched on Friday.
Mhm.
Yeah, tell
What's
us
that?
about your experience.
It's very much what you would expect from an anime game, and uh, by that I mean you don't expect much.
Because I was expecting, I saw you playing it, and I even said to your stream, what I was expecting is to be in the Fairy Tale universe. And preface this, I haven't watched a single Fairy Tale episode, but from what I've done my research on everything, it looks like it's something that I might enjoy. But I've been told I have to watch it in Japanese. I can't watch it in English dub.
No, don't ever watch an anime in
I don't
English.
understand why. I don't, but that's what I'm being told by
Because
people.
no,
So
because English voice actors suck.
not always. Are you
For
just saying that? Are you just saying the ones that are dub voice actors suck?
English dub actors suck. I'm
Okay,
not
okay.
talking about like Disney level Pixar shit. I'm talking about dub actors do not they don't buy in to the show or the story the way that a Japanese actor does. Japanese voice actors take their shit super seriously. They play that shit like it's a real live action movie. American
All right.
voice actors tend to act animes like it's just a cartoon, and
Mm-hmm.
they voice it like they're voicing a character, like a cartoon character, rather than an actual real person. So when you're
Okay.
listening to to American dub or English dubs, you're not feeling the full emotion that the show or the story is actually trying to portray,
Okay.
because you're listening to somebody just read lines
So you're
basically.
listening to somebody who's treating it like they would treat Tweety Bird and Sylvester the Cat.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, that's not true of all dubs, though, right? Because
No,
one of the
no,
few animes, and if it's even considered an anime, I'm probably gonna shit for this. But one of the few that I actually have followed since for years and years because I watched it every day after school was Dragon Ball Z, and I only ever watched it in English, and they seemed like the dubs there seemed like they actually give a damn.
uh, no, no.
No, you don't
Okay,
think? Do I
so
need to go watch like Dragon Ball Z in like the original Japanese?
well, Dragon Ball Z for me personally is one exception, because that is something that I watched as a kid, and I watched it in English obviously because it was on TV, and that's all that was available was English.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Z is the one anime that I cannot watch in Japanese just because I knew it first in English, and plus I'm just not a fan of Goku's Japanese voice. It's too fucking weird for me.
Okay.
But if you, I guess to you it seems okay because it's all you know. But if you watch an anime, not Dragon Ball, something that's actually a more like dramatic
Well, I
anime,
watched. I really enjoyed, and I think it was in English too. I want to go back see. I think I have the DVDs where I could change it to Japanese. I watched The Guyver. I loved that one, but they never finished the series.
the Guyver.
The Guyver.
I never heard of that.
It's an older anime. And it's. I guess there's different genres of anime. This is
Well,
the
yeah.
one where it's like more of a bloody, not no sexualization. The whole concept is this kid ends up getting what's called the Guyver suit, the bioboosted armor, and he has to fight like these monsters that are from a corporation that makes genetically enhanced humans that transform into these monsters. It's what you would expect, 90s anime. Like,
Okay.
it's.
Um,
Do I need to go back and watch that in Japanese and then
I
watch
don't
it
know if
in
that's
English?
if it's more of like a was is it more of like an action type of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
If
really not a whole like there's character development and
yeah.
everything where like the kid kind of accepts his role as kind of like this hero type thing, and there's his friend, and there's character development, but there's not like not in the level of maybe say from my research on like Fairy Tale and what's that other one that I was researching, the one of pirates, One Piece.
One Piece.
I'm
So
doing
let's talk about let's use Fairy Tale as an example here. Fairy
okay.
Tale is I wouldn't call it an action anime. I mean, it has action, obviously, but it's not focused on the action. Fairy Tail is a
Mm-hmm.
very, very story based anime. It's all about character development. Even the fights aren't so much about the action in the fights, but it's about the characters in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's got its drama, it's got its comedy, and all that shit. But
I watched a little bit of Naruto. I mean, is that like Fairy Tale? I saw some similarities in there because like Naruto, it's like the ninja schools, and Fairy Tale, it's like
Naruto's lame for me personally. I don't. Naruto's definitely not on the level of Fairy Tale. It's a
really,
very
really Fairy Tale's that much better than Naruto.
for me. I
Or
mean,
is it
Naruto,
Naruto or Naruto? Naruto.
Naruto,
Naruto. Okay. I mean,
Naruto
but
has its fan base, but it's I don't
it
know. I
seems
never
very
got into
similar
it.
to Fairy Tale though, because like Fairy Tale has like the guilds, and in
Naruto has the
Naruto
different
the
ninja
villages.
villages. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
Um,
very much the similar. I can
Death
see a
Note is a good
similarity.
one. Death Note's a very good one. If you
I tried
like,
watching Death Note. I couldn't get into it. So basically, this kid has a demon flying around. He writes a fucking some.
are you familiar with the movie The Departed?
I know of it. I don't remember if I've watched it. I think I have.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say if you know like the premise of it and you like it, because that's actually one of my favorite movies. But it's basically about two guys on different sides, like undercover. One's undercover as a cop, one's undercover as in the mob,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to find each other, trying to
Mm-hmm.
find out who is the rat in each or on each side. Death Note is
Mm-hmm.
kind of like that. It's not about like people being undercover and trying to find each other, but it's about two guys on two different sides trying to find out who the other is.
Okay.
So it's actually really good.
Hmm. Let's see,
Um,
I'm trying to think of animes I've actually watched. What about the Hellsing anime?
Helsing's not an anime. Oh wait, no, Helsing.
Yeah,
Fuck. What
Hellsing.
was I? I was thinking about no. What was that one on Netflix? Castlevania.
Wait, that's not an anime either.
Castlevania. That's American.
Oh, that's right. We established for it to be anime, it
Yeah.
has to be made in Japan.
Um.
But
Well,
Castlevania would still be an anime styled type thing,
it's an anime style, but it's not an
right?
anime. Uh,
But anyway, Hellsing. I think Hellsing was made in the
well,
U.S.
I mean,
too.
the whole thing I'm getting at is that if you
Oh, okay. Here's one that I just started recently watching in the Japanese dub because you told me this is one I did. I watched an episode of Japanese dub, and I didn't notice a difference. This is one I did watch, and it was Full Metal Alchemist.
yes, wait,
I
which one? Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
No, Full Metal Alchemist, just the regular Full Metal
Okay,
Alchemist.
watch Brotherhood. You've only watched one episode, right?
Well, I've watched a whole. I've watched the entire Full Metal Alchemist in English, but I went back and watched an episode in Japanese, and I was like, I don't know much of a difference. Like I've watched, I think the entire season or the entire series of Alchemists. I got to the point where you find out spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched Full Metal Alchemist.
If you haven't watched it,
Um,
then just fucking leave.
say what you say.
If you haven't watched it, then leave.
Um,
One, to
but
avoid spoilers, and two, because I don't like
the Full Metal. I got to the point where they find out that the king is actually the homunculus, and he was killing off all the other ones. And you find out, like I can't remember how far I got, but yeah, I know for the most part where the story leads. Does it ever get to the point where he saves his brother? Because that about the time when I got to that point in the story, then I started seeing the stuff about the Brotherhood, and I tried. In the Brotherhood just a rehashing of the same story.
Brotherhood's better. Brotherhood is a better rehashing of the story.
How is it better? Does it like go into more
It's just better.
detail?
It's just a better told story. I mean, watch both. Go ahead and watch both if you haven't watched it. Like, you're not gonna know what's better until you actually experience both of them. But
I
watch
was
them
just
in
asking, how
Japanese.
is it better? Like that's my
This
question.
is
Like, is
just the
it
way
better
the story is
animation?
told. It's just the
Okay,
story is better.
okay. I mean,
But
I don't understand how you can get much better than like the heart wrenching episode with the father and the daughter and the dog.
well, it's a lot more heart wrenching if you had watched it in Japanese.
Really?
I mean, if you're able to like read and feel all of the emotions from the English voice acting, then fine. But it's just way more. It just hits harder when you actually believe the actors and you're listening to them like as real people and not just as somebody who's playing a cartoon character.
I'm gonna go back and watch that episode because that out of all the Full Metal Alchemist episodes, that's the one that really hit and it hits a lot of people home. That
Yeah,
was like one of the most emotional episodes I watched. I'm gonna go watch
it's
that one Japanese and see if I can actually feel the
if
difference.
you don't notice a difference, then that's just your thing. But like anyone who actually watches anime will tell you that you don't watch it in English ever.
Hmm.
But as somebody who's new to it, if you can get into it that way, then I guess that's fine. But
Well, do you ever have a problem when watching an anime or anything that has subtitles, for example,
I've
and
gotten used
getting
to
like
it.
my wife says she gets distracted. She can't focus on the show because she's focusing on trying to read the subtitles.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people would say if they're not used to it. But I think I've gotten to a point where I'm just used to
See, yeah,
reading
it
subtitles.
doesn't bother me to read because I'm half deaf. So a lot of times when we're watching a movie anyway, I have to turn on subtitles for myself, and so everybody else is like, I
Yeah,
understand what they're saying. So I don't think it'll bother me, but it's a fair question. I think that's why English dubs exist because a lot of people aren't used to
yeah,
that.
and that makes sense. But for me, like I spent, like I spent most of my time in Iraq watching fucking animes, and I even started getting into like foreign movies, like Korean movies and Chinese movies and stuff. So
You should
I'm
check out some French ones.
pretty much
French
just
ones are
used to yeah, I'm just used to reading subtitles at this point.
yeah. You should check out one. It's a French movie. I think it's French. It's called Go to the Wolf.
What of
Check
the
that one
Wolf?
out. Yeah, the Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Oh, Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yeah, it's definitely a really. I enjoyed it a lot. And you can pause it and pause cookies almost every line because there was a lot going on. Yeah, but doesn't that take you out of like the? And I'm asking you, Leroy, personally. Doesn't that take you out of the immersion? Like can't that like make you less immersed in
Wait,
the
he says
show if you've
something
got to
about.
pause it?
He says something about pausing.
Yeah,
Apparently, I'm not getting all of the chat messages.
yeah. He said Leroy says anime does not have enough moving parts when the big talking is going on, and you can pause it. He paused Code Geass almost every line because there's a lot. Is it Code Geass or Code Gas? Gas.
Oh, now I got the pause thing. That was late
Okay.
as hell.
I'm in the moderator chat. Maybe it comes faster to me.
Probably.
But anyway, he says when you pause it, code was it Gias?
Yes.
Gias. Okay.
Not
No, it
not
doesn't.
Gias.
It did. No, it does not. It's immersive. Immerses me because I read it. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he has said that he reads slowly, so I can see why. It some of it does go pretty fast. If you're a slow reader, I can see you having issues.
That's
But
fair.
for the most part, I don't think pausing shouldn't be necessary. Sometimes you might have to go back because some lines, like I said, do go by kind of fast.
Okay. Let's see if there's any other big stories. Like I can't really. So overall, though, you said Fairy Tail was like a cookie cutter game. Like it was just.
Yeah, we actually didn't even talk about that. It was very very basic. It was a very basic like turn-based RPG. They pretty much just used whatever like stock RPG mechanics and shit. Even the story was like, people fans of Fairy Tail love it for the story. It's not just about the action and shit. Like I said, it's about the story. And
Mhm.
the game just manages to like kind of basically fast forward through all the big events and just gloss over all of these big story events, and it's really half-assed. Even like, when they were marketing it, they were like, oh, you can play there's 16 playable characters, and it sounded so big, but pretty much the 16 playable characters are like the only characters in the game. So like, like I know you haven't seen a lot of Fairy Tail, but like it's a pretty fucking big world as far as characters. Like you have all these different guilds, like you got hundreds and hundreds of characters.
See,
But
then that's a disappointment to me. Not just in the aspect that you don't get to experience other characters, but and this is just me. If I were to play, say, I know about Naruto. Okay, if I were to play a Naruto game, because you're playing in Fairy Tail, you're playing as the main characters, right?
yeah,
If I were to play a Naruto game, I wouldn't want to play as Naruto or the Sand Guy or the other
I don't
people
think
that I
there
don't
is.
know the names for.
Well,
Like
I don't.
I wouldn't want to play. I'd like to be like, okay, choose your ninja school or ninja village and go become a ninja for that village and
Yeah,
learn that
but
stuff.
that's
And
just wanting too much from an anime game. Anime games are never gonna be as big as anyone would hope for them to be
well,
because they're all
but
just cash
they
grabs.
did anime games could be big like that. Look at what the hell is that game? Um oh
Unless we're talking about Dragon
goodness.
Ball, that new Dragon Ball game where you're actually playing through the story and it's like a big. I haven't seen it, but it
Yeah, but
sounds
you're
like.
still playing as Goku or someone, I think, aren't you?
I know, but I'm just saying, like as far as content, it seems like they actually put in the effort to make it like a full
Well,
fucking game.
no. What I'm thinking of, what the hell is that game? Xenoblade Chronicles.
Xenoblade's not an anime.
It's not. I thought that game was literally, or is that a game that's made in the anime style?
It's a Japanese RPG.
Right.
And it's, yes, it has anime art style, but I'm talking when I say anime games, I'm saying games based on anime TV shows or a manga series or
Okay.
something like
Okay.
that.
So it's not just the style. It has.
Yeah,
You're
I'm talking
saying
about
one that's
games
based
that
on
are
a TV
based
show.
on an already established
Oh.
form of media.
Oh. Well, I don't know if the games I was thinking of are any of them are. Because what's the other one that I was thinking of that I wanted Fairy Tale to be like? It was I said it in stream.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem was it Three Houses or whatever it is.
That's a game.
Where, so it doesn't have an anime associated with it.
I mean, they might have made an anime series to go with it, but it was a game.
Okay,
First.
what about? Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just saying it was a game first.
Okay.
Like Persona, they made an animated series after the game, but it was a game
So Persona
first.
didn't start out as an anime?
No.
I
Persona
thought
was
it
a
did.
game.
I totally thought it did. So okay, yeah, I guess you're right. Fire Emblem didn't start out as an anime. Okay, so the only game that seems to be an anime game that people say is good is the what is that? I hate this anime. I've tried watching it 3 or 4 times. I cannot get into it. Attack on Titan.
Yeah. I've heard people say it was good. I don't know. I haven't actually seen it or played it.
Because I'm looking at you. Because if you search anime games, and this is where somebody like me who's not into anime games,
You're probably
confused.
getting the result of what you thought.
Yeah, because you get Dragon Ball Z, then you get Guilty Gear.
Well, that is an
Revelator.
anime, yes.
Blaze Blue Calamity Trigger.
Blaze Blue. Was Blaze Blue an anime?
Then you get Steins Gate Elite.
Steins Gate is an anime.
Ni no Kuni 2.
Ni no Kuni. Trying to think.
Valkyrie Chronicles. Danganronpa. Whatever the fuck that is.
Danganronpa is an anime.
Naruto. Okay, so most of these I'm saying you're saying were animes first. Trials of Mana.
No, that's a game.
See, and that's where people are going to get confused, like myself. And Digimon was an anime first, right?
Yeah.
And then you have, all these other ones that you said weren't animes either. One Piece was an anime. I know that one.
Well, I think that the whole term, the anime games, is an obscure term. What I mean is games based on animes.
There you go. Pokemon games are anime games, aren't they?
Yeah, but if you're going on games that are just in the anime art style, then yes, they're anime games. But what we're talking about specifically is games based on animes or mangas.
So it'd be like games based off movies.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I go into an anime game with that expectation, then yes, I agree with you. I was expecting way too much from an anime game, because I really was hoping that you would be able to be in the Fairy Tale universe and join a guild and then work for that guild and get the benefits for being with that guild.
So here's an example of how half-assed this game is. There's a group in the story, like a trio of wizards, pretty important to the story, important like side characters to the story.
Right.
They show up in the game. Two of them actually have character models. The other one, you just hear her voice off screen. They couldn't even create a character model for the third person.
So so that sounds awful. And I saw you do some of the gameplay. Was the gameplay at least enjoyable?
I will say that, as basic as the combat was, as for, it's a basic turn-based game and on like a grid style, it was actually fun to play. Like, all of the magic attacks, like they actually put in the effort to, animate all the magic attacks, and they look really cool. Like that was actually fun. It just got really dull really quick when I was to start off the game, they were making me do like basically all these generic quests to just
Yeah, but
kill this
is that
monster or find this item or whatever.
common? Because I ran into the same thing with, and I know you said Xenoblade Chronicles an anime game, but it's a game in anime style. And I was told
Your
when I was playing
video,
that game that it
your
was
video
very.
is really pixelated for some reason.
What's really pixelated?
Yeah,
What, my camera?
yeah, your camera.
I'm sorry. Let me make sure. Maybe I'm getting a dip in
I
my.
thought it was the stream, but it's just your face.
Hold on. But anyway, so when I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles, though, I yeah, it's gotta be my internet connection. The camera's good on my side of the screen. It'll
Unless
probably fix itself.
unless my connection to you is bad, I don't know.
Or Discord's being Discord. Anyway, so I was playing the RPG or Xenoblade Chronicles, and it felt very slow and tedious in the beginning. But I was told that's how Japanese games start. Like a lot of times, their like their tutorials will go hours long.
Yeah, and
Is that a normal? That's a normal thing for Japanese
it's
games.
normal. Yeah, it's very like, because I could tell that with Fairy Tail they were really walking me through all of the mechanics of like this is how you take on a request, this is how you complete it, this is how you upgrade your guild, upgrade your characters and all that. And I understand that it's gonna
Okay.
start off slow, but I continued to play it after the stream. I continued to play for a couple hours and it was pretty much nothing different. Like you're
So it didn't
still.
feel like it was going to open up eventually or anything.
No, I mean it could still, but for now it seemed like they were kind of just basically pushing me through the story. Every now and then you have to stop and do some requests before you're able to continue the story, but even the story elements, like I said, they're just glossed over and everything is just rushed, and they skip a lot of the important stuff. So,
Well, that's a bummer. That sucks
but
because I was hoping for more from that game.
yeah.
And you
But
know,
I'm gonna continue to play it. I mean, I fucking paid for it. Might as well continue it, and at
well, that's the
least,
thing. It was a $60 game.
yeah. And it was 6 gigs. Like I said, it was fucking. That's a small fucking game. Six
Yeah.
gigs. So
Well,
I
yeah.
don't have high hopes for getting a lot more content. But like I said, it's still fun to play, and I still like to level up all the characters and see what kind of skills we can unlock, and so at least the combat part of it is still fun for me.
I mean, but does it feel like it was just a fan service cash grab?
Yeah,
Yeah, it does. That's
very much. And like Soul Creek said, and like I think you said also that you were kind of hoping it would be like a combat action game,
I
but
didn't really care if it was combat action. I was actually going into it expecting it to
so
be turn based, but
yeah,
I didn't want to play as the main characters in the show.
yeah.
I wanted to play as like my own guildie and whatever guild or in the fairy tale guild or something.
So yeah, like while it would be like cool as hell to be able to play a combat action game with those characters, like if you know what they can do, like it would be fucking badass. But
Right.
I think to to be fair, to kind of, I guess, defend it a little bit, there's there would be way too much going on for a combat action game, especially if you're trying to make all of these different characters playable. You're basically building out a full combat engine for different styles of characters and shit. So I think there would, and the whole idea of having partners with you. Imagine all of that shit going on screen in like real time combat.
Well, yeah, no, I agree, and I don't know. Maybe was Fairy Tale produced by a larger studio or was it like a smaller studio?
It was Koei Tecmo, which I don't remember who else. Let me see. Mm, publisher was Koei Tecmo. Oh no, developer was Gust Studios. So I've never actually heard of that.
That's a bummer. That's another meh game you can add to your meh category for this year.
Yeah,
Kind of.
but yeah, at the same time though, like I said on stream, this game in particular wasn't as big of a disappointment just because I was already expecting less from it.
So it's not going to be like, if you start Fast and the Furious and it ends up being a piece of shit game.
Yeah. It's like it's not like, something like Final Fantasy where you were hoping it would be, an 8 or 9 and it ends up being like a 6 or 7. This was more like a game I was probably already expecting to be maybe a 7, but it's probably like a 6. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I
Are
think
you
you lost my
you
camera there for a
resetting?
second.
Okay.
Well, I restarted it. See what happens. But I mean, that's a bummer. 100% a bummer, but hopefully it becomes enjoyable as you go. But I would have loved to seen something along those lines. Did you get my camera back? There it is.
Yeah, you're back. I don't know. Move around a little. It's still pixelated.
I don't know why. It's weird. It must be my internet connection.
Yeah, it might just be Discord.
Okay, the Discord. Discord's
Um,
being a dork. But oh well, that
I
sucks. As
guess.
far
What
as
else do we got?
uh,
Let me scroll through this news site.
yeah, see if we have anything else. I mean, we are sitting at just about 2 hours. So.
Yeah,
Uh, not a whole lot. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot going in the gaming world this week, guys. There
Pixel
is
Nerdy
nothing.
is his evil twin brother. Oh, that's what it
Probably
is.
is. Yeah.
We're in a different dimension.
Yeah, that's
You're in
probably.
the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, well,
Um,
it's cooler in the shadows.
hey, were you a fan of Battletoads?
The original. I'm a huge fan of Battletoads. I was waiting for the new game to come out, and I still haven't heard anything on it.
I am not. I liked the original game. I'm not excited about this new one.
Why?
I do not like the art style. It looks really shitty. Like the original, what was it? The Super Nintendo game?
Mm-hmm.
That looked better than this.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
I don't like
maybe.
this art style. The Battletoads just look really shitty.
Yeah.
This is like a
It,
really cheap ass cartoon.
I was gonna say it feels very like Battletoads is always kind of cartoony, but this one feels
It
like something
was,
you see on
but
like Cartoon Network, and that does disappoint me a bit. But yeah. Now looking at it, it does look very. They got a. Of course, I gotta fucking watch an ad, but they had a video, and like the one Battletoad looks really, really bad.
yeah, like they.
The brown one looks really, really bad. Like
Why
they didn't
are
even give a damn on his fucking
why are their
face.
legs so fucking skinny?
Well, that was always kind of like that. But they were
Like,
they were
but
Battletoads.
it's
They're
ridiculously skinny. Like it's just a freaking twig.
yeah. They definitely. This definitely has the exact same art style as like a lot of the cartoons on Cartoon Network.
So like shit.
Yeah, and I'm not happy with it now that I'm looking more closely into
Yeah,
it.
I don't really have much
Like I'll
interest.
play it probably because it's Battletoads, and I liked playing Battletoads when I was younger.
I really wish we could play the old one.
Can we not?
I don't know.
I
Look
haven't
at
even looked into it. Like maybe it's on Steam. I haven't even searched Battletoads on Steam. Battletoads. I think that's just the new one.
NES, Famicom, Sega Mega Drive, Genesis, Game Boy, Game Gear, Xbox
Yeah.
One? Is it on the Xbox One?
Nuh-uh.
We're talking about the... This is... I'm on the wiki page for the original Battletoads game. And it says Xbox One under platforms.
Right, there's this original Battletoads. Battletoads returns to PC and Xbox One this summer.
During E3 2015, it was announced that the NES version of Battletoads would be coming to the Xbox One as part of Rare Replay, a retrospective collection of 30 emulated classic games. Rare
Really?
Replay was released on August 2015. So what exactly is Rare Replay? Is it like a... Do you have to... Is it a collection of games that you buy, or...
I think so. I'm looking at what's on it. Rare Replay Countdown, 30 rare classes ranked. I don't want that. I just want what's on it. Games list Rare Replay collection. Here we go.
Rare Replay is a 2015 compilation of 30 video games.
Attic Attack, Banjo-Kazooie, Battletoads, Battletoads Arcade, Last Core, Cobra Triangle, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Oh,
Oh god.
I've sunk so many hours into Conker's Bad Fur Day. Grabbed by the Ghoulies, Gunfight, Jet Force, Gemini, Jetpack Refueled, Cameo, Elements of Power, Cameo, Killer Instinct, Night Lore, Lunar. Dude, these are all amazing games. Perfect Dark, Saber Wolf, Salam.
Wait, Cameo?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I know.
Cameo.
I just heard it, but then I actually just now registered what it was. I remember playing that. I never actually finished it, but it was fun.
All of these are on the Rare Replay thing?
Holy shit. I actually have a reason to start up the Xbox again.
I might be grabbing some of these because I played a lot of these as a kid. Let's see. Banjo-Kazooie is one of them I like too. Viva Pinata. That's a fun one. Underworld.
Oh, it's on Game Pass.
Is it really?
Oh my god.
Oh, I guess we might be taking a break from DOS.
I have to get Game Pass back, I guess.
This game right here just made it fucking worth it, huh? Did you ever play Conker's Bad Fur Day?
No.
It's definitely an adult themed game. It's a fun game. Like if you go to this game is not for anyone under the age of 17. Humorous action platformer that does away with the tedious item collection found in most games. And John had said Bad Fur Day employs a combination of standard jump, run, explore mechanics, and context-sensitive gags and action. Oh my goodness.
Alright.
Yeah, Bad Fur Day. I was thinking about a game that came out on PlayStation a long time ago that I remember playing on the original PlayStation called Gex. Do you remember Gex?
Yes.
Wonder what happened to Gex.
I don't know. What happened to all of these? There's a lot of mascot games that just never really took off.
Banjo-Kazooie was pretty popular though.
Banjo-Kazooie actually had, what did it have, 2 games or? I don't know. But
3.
then 3?
I thought Banjo-Kazooie, then Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and then wasn't Banjo-Tooie another one too?
I think so, yeah. There's, yeah.
So at least 3. You know, what happened to Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
There's another one on the PlayStation, like, it was a crocodile or something. I think it was just called Croc.
Maybe.
But that was one.
Yeah. I mean, they just kind of all died off.
Kind of
sad.
Fucking Bubsy.
I mean, Killer Instinct was a solid fighting game.
Killer
I'm
Instinct
sad.
was Killer Instinct was one of my. I had that on the freaking N64. That was one of my go-to fighting
Because you had
games.
Killer Instinct, and there was another one that I really enjoyed called Rage. Did you ever play Rage?
I think so.
Your dinosaurs and gorillas beating shit out
Yeah,
of each
yeah,
other.
yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great, and they all had it was actually a decent backstory, and all these characters had backstory and everything. They just never did anything with it. It was kind of sad. But kind of like 2020.
Mm, like
But that's
what has
interesting.
2020 done? 2020 is just slacking, man.
I mean, don't taunt it.
Get off your
Don't
ass and
taunt it.
get off your
No,
ass and do
no.
something.
2020, stay right on your ass right now because there's nothing too horrible happening
Yeah, yeah,
right now.
yeah.
So
We're already more than halfway through. Just
yeah,
fucking sleep.
just
Go to
stay there.
sleep. Take a nap. Hibernate.
Oh, by the way, the meant to stop army recruitment on Twitch that did not pass. They did not let that pass, but I think the army basically said, "Yeah, we're not going to do that anymore anyway, though, because we got too much bad publicity."
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I've got nothing else, man. You want to talk about the games coming out in the next week or two? That way we can finish off on that like we do every day or
What
every
does
week.
come out in August?
What games do? I don't have the list pulled up yet. Do you have it
Wait,
yet?
Fast and Furious comes out in August, doesn't it?
What does?
Fast and Furious?
It does, I think.
I don't know. I've lost
I
track.
know that there's a couple ones that are coming out in August that you might be interested in.
Fast and Furious.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me get that. Let's see. 2020. I don't just PS4. Actually, here we go. So we have Wasteland 3 comes out August 28th, the end of August. So we have that, which will be fun because we'll be able to finally play that because that's co-op.
Leroy's going for a cycle. All right.
Have a safe cycle then.
See you later. Oh my god, Fast and Furious August 7th?
Good lord, man.
Shut up.
You're going to have to hurry up and finish Persona 5.
That's too soon. Well, no, that's Tara's thing. I can find
Dude,
other days to do.
Samurai Jack comes out on the 21st.
Yeah, I'm not too. I mean,
I like Samurai
probably
Jack.
check it out eventually, but I'm not gonna check it out on release.
Well, I also know on the 17th, a game that I'm going to start to play through here very shortly, called Pathfinder Kingmaker, is coming to Xbox, it's coming to console. So that might be fun to check out. Wow, this month's releases though aren't very exciting.
What do you mean,
I mean,
Fast and
you got
Furious?
you got Fast and Furious, and then everything else is the end of the month.
Fast and Furious is
Wasteland
gonna
3.
take the month. Fast and Furious is gonna take the year.
There's Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. I don't know
Crystal
what those words mean.
Chronicles.
I don't know what that is. And then
Me neither.
Battletoads on the 20th. Yeah, there's nothing coming out. Risk of Rain 2. Isn't that like a game that Soul Creek keeps saying is good?
I don't even know what that is. I know the title, but I can't remember what it is.
I don't know. Looks like August is going to be pretty meh, to be honest. It's okay, though. I'm playing Destroy All Humans, enjoying that, and then I'm going to start... what the hell's that other game? The Pathfinder, and we got Wasteland coming up, and then they got the remaster of the re-reckoning of what the hell is that other game? Kingdoms of Amlar coming at the beginning of September. So I basically planned out my whole year of games. I'm good. None of them are exceptionally crazy until maybe Cyberpunk or Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Pretty much just winging it.
Yeah.
Fairy Tail's not happening. Actually, Soul Creek did tell me we talked about something else, like an older game, on the stream that I might start playing. So
Soul Creek wants me to go back and play like fucking Ratchet and Clank or something. He wants me to do a platform. So
Yeah.
I looked at it. They almost had me sold, so I found out that Ratchet and Clank isn't on PlayStation 4.
What do you mean?
It was a PS3 title.
What's the collection on?
PS3.
Oh, it is. There's a reboot of the first Ratchet and Clank on PS4. It's just called Ratchet and Clank from 2016.
Is that like playing the first one?
I mean, it's a reboot. It's just, I mean, they probably changed some stuff. I haven't actually played it myself. I have it. I haven't played it, but
Maybe I'll look into that one because I think they got bored of me playing Destroy All Humans, and once you anal probe one human, you've anal probed them all.
yeah.
I enjoyed that game. It's a great game. I love it. I'm gonna finish it on my own for
All
sure.
right. Are we signing off?
I think it's time to smile and wave.
All right. See you guys next week. Thanks for
Bye,
hanging
guys.
out.